What's going on, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Wanted to get on a little bit early here. I want to go over some stuff. I don't like how we're already breaking out. Kind of wanted it to be an inside day before making a move. Sucks. Morning, guys. Morning, Parade, Miv, DJ. Let's wait a couple minutes and then we'll start. Let's see. Miv, your kids start school yet? Or at least your baby girl? Mine just started this week. 2 more weeks for her? Wow. That's nice. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's go through this really quick because there's a lot of things to unpack. So for the Nasdaq here, I posted this chart. We do have earnings, Nvidia earnings tomorrow, so that's going to be a market moving event. So that's something that we need to watch out for. But the key thing for today is going to be, I mean, we're already breaking out, right? So this was a beautiful, beautiful break and retest from the overnight session. So this was your Thursday low, right? The 29,200 to 29,250. Friday low. And then yesterday, that was your resistance, right? That's where price rejected. And then, excuse me, we had that break from the overnight session. And then you can see how we retested that. And you kind of formed a bull flag. And then you got that next leg up. So we're already confirming it here on the NASDAQ. So I don't know if we're going to get that opportunity for a potential retest. But what we need to focus on is where can we identify an area of interest where we could look for an entry long, right? And that's going to be a challenge for today, right? We need to see maybe in line with with ES, right? But we need to see some type of order flow confirmation within the zone. But let's try not to focus on shorts. Let's try to look to focus on the continuation to the upside here until we start, revisiting this 29. Let's just call it 29,450 to 29,500. Right, this is where we can start looking for shorts. But I think looking for shorts within this zone is going to be tricky. Not going to say it's not going to work, but I think for price to break out above last week's support, right, and then yesterday's resistance, I think the main focus is right trend continuation to the upside. Unless we start breaking below the 29,200, then we can start to shift our focus into playing the short side here. All right. So main key is going to be that 29,200 to 29,250. Next up is going to be ES. So same story here for ES, but this to me is a little cleaner. I mean, the Nasdaq is clean too, but we had the true gap. I mean, it was the right analysis for us to focus on long, right? And the probability of a short side in yesterday's price action was low. And as you can see, we found support at this true gap, um, right around that 7656 area, and then we actually kind of retested that where we saw those absorption yesterday, where we took that long, right, in the overnight session, and you got that push up which brought us out of this consolidation phase right above the 7685. So the main focus for today is going to be right? Are we gonna hold this level if we get a retest? Because again, it's the same thing. It's already happening during the overnight session where we had that breakout retest of that 7685 area, and you get that push up. Um, so I'm gonna look to play the upside continuation here as long as we hold above the 7682 to 768586 area. But we need to be careful here, right? Because there's some cluster supply that we're kind of hitting right now. So as you can see here, there's two zones, the 7714 to 7720, right? This is where price rejected on Thursday and then on Friday, and now in the overnight session for today's session, right? And as well as we have another zone at 7700 to 7705. This is where you got the rejection off of the 7714. You push down, and guess what? That 7700 to 7705 started acting as a resistance. Same thing here. We're getting a push up, got rejected on the second on that second supply zone, and then came down, retested, and now we're finding resistance here. So keep an eye on this 7700 to 7705. This might be an area of interest for us to look for a potential short, right? Maybe we can look for a short trade, possibly targeting the 7692 and then back into the 7696, 7685 level. Is that going to be a high probability setup? Maybe, right? Maybe. We just need to look at the order flow for confirmation. But for us to see continuation here to the upside, I think I need to see an acceptance above the 7705. And if I see some bullish price action at this level where we see sellers absorption, which means bullish, right? I'll look to take an entry anticipating that we're going to break above this 7714 area. And if this area breaks, I'll look to add it to this for that 7720. The 7720 is going to be our confirmation for continuation to the upside, because above 7720, guys, I think it's a clear sky into that 7740 area. I don't have much resistance from that level. And as you can see here, I really don't have much resistance. I think it's going to be above the 7720. I think we can see a clear push up into that 7740 next supply zone. All right. So keep an eye on that. Your weekly value area low is also sitting at that 7684.83. That's where yesterday's resistance was, right? So that's your confluence, right? So keep an eye on this one as well. I think if we do get this retest and we get that confirmation bounce, this is going to be an A+ setup for me. All right, so that's going to be the plan for today. You guys know the levels of, and areas of interest. It's a matter of, are we going to get some confirmation here in the order flow? We have about less than 2 minutes until the market opens, so get ready. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. We just went over the pre-market plan really quick. Jackson Motivewave is free? No. This is service provider that I've been testing for the last couple weeks, and this is the first time I'm going to show it to you guys and how it works, and hopefully I can get some discounts for you guys to try it out. Again, if I do decide to work with them, but so far I'm liking it. All right, guys, here you go. Market's open. Are you sure? Can you guys confirm? Constantine said my voice is low. Can you guys confirm that you can hear me clearly? Yeah, Ing, that's invalidated now. I was hoping for price uh, to stay inside yesterday's range, but we didn't. So I'm not gonna. There's no point of me going through it. So there's a confluence there that I was using. I was using the initial balance stats as well as the inside day breakout stats, and we're opening right above it. So that setup now is invalidated. Can you guys hear me clearly, by the way? Just want to make sure. Okay. Clear as day. Perfect. I don't know why that's moving. That shouldn't be moving. NASDAQ getting a little bit of a push here. 7,700 getting tested as well. We got some stacked liquidity at 77.10. It's a cluster order that's sitting there, sell limit between 7709 to 7710. So about 600 lots sitting there, staggered. Excuse me. both of them are coming from. So for the Nasdaq, I don't use NDX. There's not much liquidity there, so I use QQQ. I think it's best to use the QQQ um, to calculate your levels for the Nasdaq. For ES, I'm using SPY. I'm playing around with it whether I want SPY or SPX. And I think I like how SPY is and how it's being calculated, like the net flow. I mean, I don't know if you got into much, you know, detail on the back end on how that's being calculated, but I like how it's being calculated on SPY rather than SPX. I feel like there's enough liquidity on SPY for me at least, um, to use that on my ES levels. What's ZB, Ivo? It does show yeah. So Arch shows the call wall, put wall, and then there's a new thing that they're developing, the IV wall. No, I don't trade. Trade. I don't trade ZB. Ivo. Seeing lots of activity here, the 7700s, right? Lots of buyers trying to attempt to push price higher, and they're kind of getting rejected here. I mean, you did get that 250 lot order at 7700 as well. That's currently acting somewhat of a resistance. I still don't. So Arch, have you looked into like the Dex, the Vex levels? I don't know if that has much like help in having that up, because I think that's already been. I feel like it's already taken into account when they're doing the well, it depends on the platform, right? With the Jax level. So for me, it's not. I'm not. It's not useful for me. Exactly. So right now, so in the last 3 weeks for me, I've been looking at it, playing around with it, and then I've noticed that it doesn't really help as much as I thought it would. I don't really see much use in it. I think the call wall, the put wall, the zero gamma, which is what you call the G flip. I think those work. I do like them. I do like putting up the max pain. All right, so 7700 guys. We're seeing sellers there, right? We're seeing aggressive buyers coming in. There's a passive seller that's kind of stopping the push to the upside here. So that's one sign of one piece of information that we can use. That's also inside our supply zone, where it's happening at. You can see it from the delta here currently, right? Lots of big delta here, and we're kind of struggling. So Just a reminder that we do have news coming out at 10 o'clock. This open feels more like a typical Monday. I think we'll see some movements here for today. Since we broke out of, you know, yesterday's range, or we gapped up above the yesterday's range. We'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we do. Seeing more rejections there, guys, on the 7700s. Nasdaq is kind of in between my zones, so it's hard to formulate a plan yet. Um, Again, the demand zone that I have below is the 29,200, and then you have the prior high at 29,243, and then my supply zone is going to be at 29,470 to 29,500, and currently the price is at 350, so it's kind of in a no trade zone for me. How's everyone doing? How are you guys feeling today? You guys feeling confident? You guys good? What's the chat's buys? Are you guys bullish? Are you guys bearish? Are you guys neutral? Dump it. Of course, man. Dump it. Sideways to bullish. Bearish as of now. So what a fantastic opening price actually. I love it. Right. I think it's gonna require another patient type of day, right? Where we wait for some type of move. I'm gonna be a little active today with scalping, so um, take that into consideration. I'm probably gonna look for like a 3 5 point. If I see a range, and if I see something that I can scalp on for a 3 to 5 point move, I'll do that. Really, just want to pass these 50Ks. I'm over it. All right, so footprint. I mean, you can kind of see it here, right, on the chart. 500 lots, delta profile, 800 negative delta. You can also see it here, but also right above it, 7695, right? Seeing buyers stepping in as well. So that's kind of a bullish indication here for me. I might join in, right? Sellers came in at VWAP, right? and got absorbed. You push right through, followed by aggressive buyers here at 7695. What I'd like to see now is a push up above 700, maybe even 702, 704, and I'm going to use the 700 as my springboard, meaning that this is where I'm going to look to enter at the 7700. My stop loss is going to be below 7694. I'm going to use 7694 to 7692 as my stop. All right, so that's going to be my plan based on what I'm seeing currently. Look at the order flow, look at the footprint. Sellers at the low, 7693, get absorbed. You push right up, followed by aggressive buyers, right? Now, what I want to one more thing that I want to see is a break above 7700. I want to see a break above 7700, maintain that price above there, right? For that leg up. I'm going to look to target 7710 first. Remember the CLC rule, context, location, confirmation. We have the context. We gapped up in last night's price, right? Location, are we above those areas of interest? Yes, we are. Now we're seeing some bullish price action here. Confirmation, what is our confirmation? 7700. That should be your checklist on the trades that you take on a day-to-day basis. So I have my contacts, I have my location, I just need my confirmation. Now, if you're bearish, right? I mean, it's rightfully so. You can also be bearish. This also can play, this can also play out. You're watching for that 7700. As long as that 7700 is defended, right? You're seeing absorptions there. That could be your also area of interest for a potential short. Now the target is going to be tricky. I mean, you could go for the 94s, maybe the 92s, and you're looking for a break up below the 92s for continuation. Nasdaq just broke high today and now trading back below. You do have a call wall at 7704. It's not, let me see how big it is. It's not that big. It's about 425 mil. Yeah, we do, but it's I think this one is the biggest one. The one that we just saw. Lots of orders being transacted here on the Nasdaq around that 29,400. Something to note, guys. 29,400. A lot of transaction occurring there. 7,700 again got rejected. It's right below. It's gonna change, right? As it's early in the morning, Arch. So what I've noticed is, I mean, like, you know, the more option flows comes in for SPY, um, usually this is gonna change. So my G flip right now is right at 763, 7675. So we're right above it. Max Pain is also right around that level, but that's gonna change. Just be mindful of that. That's gonna change, and this updates every 30 seconds. So the first like 15, 20, actually first half an hour, right? Half an hour to an hour, there's gonna be positioning happening. Remember, I'm only focused on the 0 DTE, so that's gonna change. And after that, usually the levels are set. You get the same one on the free one? Yeah. That's good. I mean, again, you know, this is not a necessity in trading, right? These the jacks, for me at least, it helps. I mean, it's slap on my chart. It's easier for me to kind of navigate through. I don't have to look at other charts, other window. It's just for the convenience. It's been a rough month, guys. It's been a rough month. If you guys are still there, if your account um is still green, or you're slightly red, or even red, right? It's just hang in there. Price action is gonna get better. It's not always gonna be like this. Don't feel discouraged or feel like quitting. If this is not the type of price action that you want to participate in, just, you know, step away. So 29,400, as I've noted, right, when those big orders started coming in, you're now trading right below it. So Nasdaq is at 344 currently. Another sideways action in the first half hour. Keep an eye on it. 7682, 7686. That is our bar area, right? Break and retest area. Let's go. Yes, hit that previous RTH high. Are you short right now, Kevin? Because that's a good short if you did. That 7,700 rejection was actually beautiful. I failed 200 plus evals focusing on the money and payouts. What three most important things would you recommend to overcome overtrading issues? I mean, first of all, 200 evals is it's kind of a lot. Are you are you copy trading? And if you are, you should stop. Second, take it slow. It seems like you haven't found your edge. You haven't found a strategy that works for you. So if you're in a trial period, um, because you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You're going to fail. There's gonna be more blown accounts that you're gonna do before you get profitable. Like it's a learning process. So your main job right now is to mitigate the loss. So instead of sizing up on trades, grab one micro, test it out for a month, right? Test out your strategy for a month. Grab one micro, have a plan in place. So have a risk plan in place. That's the most important thing. So for example, for me, as you've seen me, I'm usually going for 7 to 10 points, right? In profit, and my stop loss is always between 3 to 5 points. So that's always my risk parameter. So you can maybe follow that and just work your way up. Barat, I mean, right now you're seeing sellers at 7,690. I would just ride this. Watch the 7,686 right high. If that breaks, right? If that breaks, I think you got more room to the downside. Maybe the 7,685 to 7,682. Right now, what I would do is if I was in this trade, I would put my stop loss above 7,694. If you want to be more conservative, watch the 92s. If you start breaking the zone, right? Maybe you can stop out, but I think 7,694. You can also start to see those liquidity uh, passive sellers, right? Limit sells showing up there. That's also where you saw those buyers, right? If you look here, right? This is where the 7,694, 7,695. That's where you saw those aggressive buys start to come in. So use that possibly, or even now 7,690s, seeing some large concentration there. Maybe use that as well. But I would use, for me, I would use the 94s. If my entry was between the 98s or the 700s, I think that's a good risk reward there for a potential flush into the 84s or 86. So the G flip is right around that 7,690, and what's happening right now? Where are the orders coming in? Right, the same around that level as well. And now it's changed. Again, like I said, that G flip is going to change because there's a lot of positioning happening in the option world. So as more orders come in, or orders being closed, position being closed and open, that's going to change. Same thing with the call wall and the put wall, but typically those stay relatively the same. You're kind of swept through and tested the prior high, kind of one tick above. NASDAQ, you're also coming in close to testing the prior high. The prior high level is at 243. Right now you're trading at 280s. This price action is so slow. That's a lot of order there. Order there. It's in the 7690s. Are you guys seeing that? 1700 delta, negative delta. All right, 7690, 7692 to 7690 is going to be my area of interest here, or 76. I'm gonna give it until 7694. Keeping an eye on this one. I would like to see a really strong push to the downside here after seeing those orders come in. Gamma flip because the level depends on inventory and pricing assumptions. Yeah, it depends on orders coming in and out. I think that's what I said. Is it or no? I think that's what I said. Your mic volume is low. All right, let me put the mic a little closer here. All right, NASDAQ is testing the prior high now. ES coming down a little bit here. Good trade, Kevin. Way to go. Still watching, guys. Still watching. But we have an area of interest now. Morning, Leo. So this is somewhat of a low volume node here as well, as you can see. But I'd like to see an impulsive move to the downside here first, and I'll use that as areas of interest. And this allergy is killing me. What's up, Nathan? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'm. My eyes are itchy. My nose is stuffy. God, it's not even fall yet. My allergies are usually bad during the fall, but it's not even. It's not even fall. New low day there for ES. Yeah, I did. I took a. I usually take Zyrtec. Not seeing much right, guys. 71. Anyone still short on this trade, or did you guys take profits? I know Kevin took profits already. Barat, are you still in it? God, this price action is so slow. All right, guys. Since we're not doing really anything right now, we're just watching. Do you guys have any questions or any ideas for the guys that are in the Discord? Um, any ideas, suggestions for the channel? We'll do for this Friday. I'm looking to schedule an open mic. Let's do an open mic this Friday. Let's do it after the morning stream. Or what do you think is the best time? Jarek said, "Would you buy an eval with 35% consistency rule for payouts?" um, it depends on how you trade and what your strategy is. Like, do you usually have bigger days more than 35%? For me, it works for me. Like, consistency is not a problem for me with the way I trade, because I'm usually taking between 1 to 3 trades. The downside of having consistency is if you have, for example, if you have for today, let's say you made $500, and then tomorrow you lose, let's say, $1,000, right? And if you have a consistency on that eval or on that account, you're gonna have to you have to make that $1,000 in 2 days, right? Because you can't make more than, let's say you can't make more than $1,000, or you can't make more than $600 because of your consistency. That's the downside of it. Discord is closed. I opened it yesterday. You got to be in here in the stream Monday to Friday, and when I'm feeling nice, I usually open it. Purpose of the open mic, just for everyone to get to know each other. Since someone made a suggestion, and I think it's a good idea, just to ask questions, just talk amongst peers. I'm gonna open up a. I'm gonna create a channel where everyone can have an open. Everyone can talk, so we can do that. Instead of like typing, having a conversation through text or through text message, you guys can voice chat instead. I'm gonna you participate in open mic. It's midnight where I live. Oh wow, where are you from? May I ask? You must be in the Asia side, I'm guessing. Malaysia? Yeah, figured. Australia? So, again, guys, 7690, right? You got those large delta, um, negative delta there, and you're getting a move to the downside here. We're testing the prior level, previous day high zone. That's also your Thursday and Friday support. So let's just make it for the bigger visual so you guys understand where this level is, right? So this is your kind of your Thursday support here before you had that push down. Friday support here as well. You got a bounce. Yesterday's resistance here, and now overnight support when you broke above. Are we gonna get that same reaction into today's session? Are we gonna bounce at this level? So if you're looking to short, is this an area where you would open up new position? No. Right? I don't think the probability there is high. Where I would look to short was, right, remember the supply zone, right? I said if you guys are bearish, you're looking to play the short at this supply. That's why we have it labeled here. Excuse me, sorry. Um, for now, let's see if we can get some continuation here. So for me to validate this short trade for continuation to the downside is this low volume node, and right below it, these sellers are they going to defend this level once we test it? If not, if they're able to push up, then I'll look to play the long side first, targeting the 7,700 for a scalp. And if we get a break above 7,700, let's go for the 7,705. And then above 7,705, let's look for 7,714. Okay? So that's going to be my plan for today. Now, if you have any indication or any confirmation that you want to long at this level, feel free to do so. For me, I'm not seeing anything. I understand that it's at our areas of interest, right? I need confirmation. That's the only thing that's missing. The trades that I'm looking at for now, long or short, I just need confirmation. Yeah, let's plan for Friday. This Friday. So it's going to be after the stream, probably 11. I'd say 11 a.m. Eastern time. Sorry, Jared. That got deleted because there was a long message, but I'll read it for you. I'll read it. I have hybrid strategy. One is for MES scaling out large swing intraday trades, 30 to 50 points. Two, M&Q scalping is my weakness. I overtrade 80 to 150 scalps a day. My gosh. 80 to 150 scalps a day? What in the world? Wait, are you serious? Mib, I think he broke your record. I think he scalps more than you. Geez, 80 trades, 80 to 150 scalps per day. That's a little too much, I feel like. Focus on the high probability setup. Like if you're, wow, I'm just, that's crazy. 150 scalp, 80 to 150 scalps a day. All right, keep an eye here, guys. The 7690 level. So both the Nasdaq and ES are bouncing at their respective prior high level currently. 7690 currently acting as a resistance. Let's see here. I know someone scalps. Someone scalped 150 or 200 a day. Is it you, Alpha? All right, we have about 9 minutes left until the initial balance is formed. That's your IB. Like from MFU TV. Jeez. Does he really? Hmm. More sellers stepping in here. There's a passive buyer at 7682. About R78 lots. Again, that's a resting order. New low there for the NASDAQ as well as ES. I think that was your retest, guys. Right, the 7690. Rejection. Professional scalpers make 1,000+ trades a day at institutional trading desk stocks. Yeah, it's not just, it's not, I mean, pretty sure, you know, there are successful scalpers out there that does that. For me, I just can't, I can't make more than 5 good decisions on my trading a day. That's my max. I just can't. What's your name, Seth? Said it taught. What was your? What's your Discord username? Oh, I'm not saying Jarrett. I'm not saying there's not. If there's a setup for you, right? If you can take that many setups with your model, please. I mean, if you're profitable, yes, do it. Right? I For me, like I'm speaking from my experience, from my strategy, how my strategy works, how my setup looks, right? That's what I talk about on a day-to-day basis. For me, it doesn't that scalping model that or that scalping method doesn't work for my model. If I was short on this retest, what would target be? That 7682, because that's the bottom of the demand zone right here, right? That would be my target for scalp. Are we ready to long yet? One is long. You let us know, Miv. You let us know. Let me know when you're long. Don't tell me after the fact. Tell me before you get long or when you get long. I'll join in. And I'm guessing you're gonna do Nasdaq, right? I know you hate ES. It's a it's a turtle. It's a slow mover. I think we're just waiting for tomorrow's Nvidia earnings. It seems like. Lance, I feel you, bro. I feel you to the core. I'm honestly just I'm tired of this price action. This price action is brutal. What to do, Jay? What to do? You like my style? Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, new low day there. Nasdaq is still hovering around yesterday's prior high zone. If you start breaking below 29,200, that's a little bearish for me now. Constantine said, I've been trading for years, so I'm still not profitable. I have a strategy that I backtest and is profitable and successful. When it comes to time to make a trade, I hesitate. Ooh, what in the world just happened? What? Check tweet. Check tweet. Check the tweet. Check the news. Must be Donald J. Trump, President Trump speaking, or he tweeted something maybe. Oh man. Anyone? Anyone see any tweet? Points are removed. Iran has been notified that any ship or boat placing new mines will be immediately and systematically destroyed. They've also whoa, they destroyed 3 other nuclear sites. On top of the price action being shitty, you also have that. Man, I honestly don't know if I want to put in risk today. That WoW's player first. I know, right? Why am I surprised? I mean, but he's been quiet lately. That's why it surprised me out of nowhere. Watching the 7682 to 7686. This is your previous day's high. Nasdaq is also testing the prior high level. My average stop for ES is based on position sizing, but usually I have a three to five excuse me, 3 to 5 point stop. And with Nasdaq's, it's usually about 20 to 25 point stop. But today might be different. I think I'm gonna be a little bit more risky because I really wanna just pass these accounts, the 50Ks. $7,860. Give me 1 second, guys. A month, bro. A month. I've been trading this 50Ks for a month. I haven't had a payout since I think April. I have reserves. I mean, I have 325K funded on Lucid. And I have 5 funded on Tradeify, but I haven't been trading them. They're just sitting there. I'm working on reserves just because of the fact that price action has been crappy. So I don't want to put in risk on those fundeds until we see some good price action. But 5 weeks, I believe, this 50Ks. And this is from Lose It as well. What's my balance at? Let me check. $52,100. 52.96 to be exact. But the thing is, if I just left, like if I just traded the morning session and I have it, and I stopped trading in the afternoon, these accounts would have been passed. But silly me, you know me, like I try to trade the afternoon session. So that's what I usually do. I take 1 to 2 trades in the morning during our stream, and I get off. Right, I do my thing. I work out, whatever, do some calls, do some work, and then I come back in the afternoon around like 2 o'clock. And you can say that I maybe for some trades there. Oh my God. I was talking the whole time. I was literally talking the whole time. I was answering Constantine. Had you guys waited 5 minutes until. Oh, sorry. All right. So let me just do it. Wow. Sorry. It's annoying when I'm coughing. That's why I had to mute. I know you guys hear me like going like this all the time. So I'm trying to like mute myself. So his question was, and I was also looking for a short. His question was, he's basically not profitable. He's been trading for years, and he has a strategy that he backtests, and it's profitable and successful. When it comes to time to make a trade, he hesitates, right? And another big problem that he has is that he has like with patience. If I wait for the setup to appear at all, he takes stupid trades that just looks like a little like what I want. What would your advice be? So first thing is you need to identify what's making you hesitate. Is it because of the position size? Are you scared to lose money? Right? If you're scared to lose money, then size down, right? Position yourself where you're comfortable in taking that trade, like in losing that money. And mind you, like say for example, if you how I would approach this is get a 50K account and risk literally one micro and have a set stop, right? Each trade, you set a limit of how much you're going to lose on that trade, right? For example, if you want to risk $100, set a risk limit, right? $100 per trade or $50 per trade. If it's one micro, $50 is what? 5 to 10 points, right? You need to identify what's making you hesitate. If it's the model that you have, if you don't trust it, then you need to go back to it and maybe do some more back testing, or maybe do a lot. Honestly, back testing helps if you're a beginner, but you say that you've been trading for years. I think what you need to do is you need to find a model that works for you and refine it through live trading, participating in a live trading environment. That's where you'll gain the most experience. If you want to really just tweak, if I'm going to tweak something, if you've been trading for years, I think being in a live environment will help you. It's all about just limiting your risk. So dial down on the risk, right? And just participate in a live market environment. Still journal, right? Use your model, journal it, and when you're journaling your trades, and I'm not talking about just recording it, right? Actually taking notes on why it works, why it worked, why it didn't work, what you could have done mentally, right? Or technically with maybe it's your stop loss that was too tight, maybe your take profit was too far off. Whatever it is, I think journaling will help you with the live trades, not with the back testing, with live trades. And that's where you're going to start seeing progress. Don't be scared of being, I mean, that's one of the biggest thing too. A lot of traders that I see on X mostly, right? Or anybody, like their biggest problem is they're scared of losing or scared of being wrong. uh, that's the big thing, like scared of being wrong, right? Like why are you scared of being wrong? Like in the market, like you don't have to be right all the time. You literally don't have. For me, my model, I only have to be right 40% of the time and I'm still going to be profitable, like based on the trades that I'm taking for the last 5 6 years, right, of journaling. That's what my model tells me. Even if I'm wrong 60% of the time, I'm still profitable. Sorry guys, I'm actually looking for a trade here. I think I want to see one more sweep here. I want to see something like this. Oops. I want to see something a push down, right? And I want to see sellers right around that 7670s, maybe below that. I want to see some large absorptions happening here, and then it trades back above the 7678. If we can trade back above 7678, I'm looking for an entry long. Looking for a scalp into the 7685, 7686. For a short trade, I am looking for a, I don't know, I think the shorts is already done here, to be honest, guys. I just like how the 29,200 is holding here on ES. What model do you trade, Constantine? Are you an order flow trader or are you a, like what? A lot of the times I get overconfident on A plus setups and get smoked. That happens all the time. Yeah, I mean, that still happens to me from time to time. I don't think that goes away, to be honest. I think it's just a matter of controlling yourself. Whenever I get on the winning streak, my confidence is high. I'm I'm I start to size up. Right, not even on A plus trade. I just start to size up on trades that I see, and usually I have those moments at least one time out of the month when I'm on a winning streak. I use order flow mostly CVD, but mainly price action. Here's the sweep. That's what I wanted to see. I think I wanted to see a deeper sweep here. Kind of wanted to see the 70s, like a little bit deeper here for me to play the long side. Well, Constantine, I mean, welcome to the group. Right, welcome to the group. Are you in the Discord? I think there's a lot of traders there as well as still trying to look and trying to find their way. And I mean, I think you're in the right. I think you're in the right place. Okay. You just jumped in on two micros. I'm kidding. Yeah, I like it. I like the longs here. I like how the 20, like I said, the 29,200 held on the Nasdaq. Um, I think I needed to see a little bit more push down. I feel like I think a reclaim of the 80s. Maybe I'll start looking into positioning. Wait, where did you enter? What price? Constantine, thank you for your time. The journey continues, as they say. Your stream is actually one of the most peaceful and meaningful I've come across. Appreciate it. Yeah, just again in the Discord, just I mean, there are other traders out there, right? That's willing to help. So just feel free to ask questions. Again, I'll try to. I think it's better if it's through voice chat. That's why I want to do this open mic this Friday and see how that goes. But feel free to ask questions or anything at all. 29,210 longs. I just can't. I hated how that candle happened at 10:30. Like that's literally just that. This is your Earth. This is your IB range now, instead of the IB range being like possibly here. But this is like not clean at all. That's the Trump market. I like how they did that at 10:30, the 10:30 mark. Yeah. All right, guys. For going forward, I might call it a day here. I'm also starting to lose my voice, but So for today, this is a valid zero low volume node here between 7690, right, to 7694. So if I'm gonna be bearish here, I would look for a possible like pump into that 7690, right? Maybe we get another rejection there. That's another entry that I'm looking for, and I'll look to target the low day. But if we start to reclaim the 7690 and then even above the 7694 area, this whole area here, this is my flip zone. I think this is where we can see a possible, upside movement into the 7700. And then once the 7700 breaks, I think this is where we can start to really target the overnight high at 7714, and then with a final target possibly at that 7720 area. For downside here, I think we're done for today with the downside unless we start to see. Yeah, I think we need to grab more liquidity for us to head lower. I think, get, yeah, rejecting here, we might just consolidate, right? We need to grab more liquidity for us to kind of have a fuel for more downside. You also have the max pain there, it's at 764, and you're kind of bouncing at that level, right? So that's kind of in line with what I'm trying to formulate here. And NASDAQ at that 29,200, I think as long as you hold that level, use that in confluence with ES, I think you got more upside there. I think there's a lot of sellers at that 29,330 to 320 that occurred. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm starting not to like this price action, and I don't want to force any trades. And again, I'm starting to lose my voice, but let's see if I'll continue to update on in the Discord and let you guys know if I see anything new. But for today, I think it's gonna be a boring session. All right, as always, have a good one. Stay patient out there. Stay disciplined. One more week of August. Hopefully, we get some good price action on for September or for the rest of the year. All right, have a good one, guys. Peace.